So what if I told you that the most valuable part of mining has absolutely nothing to do with digging? Today, we're going to dive into NorChain, a platform that's looking to completely transform raw geological data, the actual knowledge of what's in the ground, into secure, verifiable digital assets. It's a game changer for how we value what's right under our feet.
You see, this quote really gets to the heart of the whole thing. The real gold isn't just the shiny metal you pull from the earth, it's the knowledge. It's the verified data that proves something incredibly valuable is down there to begin with. That intelligence is where the true wealth is created, long before a single shovel ever hits the ground.
So what problem is NorChain actually trying to fix? Well, think of it this way. We're moving away from the old way of doing things, a messy world of scattered PDFs, huge data risks, and painfully slow financing. The new way? It's a world built on verified truth, powerful digital assets, and access to instant global liquidity. This is the before and after we're talking about.
Okay, let's dig into that core problem first. Trapped value. Right now, exploration companies are generating billions of dollars worth of geological intelligence, but all of that value is basically locked away in a system that's, frankly, ancient. It can't secure it, and it definitely can't turn it into liquid capital.
This right here is such a crucial point to understand. An exploration company's main product isn't a chunk of rock. It's knowledge. It's proof. They're the ones who find the deposits, who run the tests, and who reveal the potential that massive, multi-billion-dollar projects are then built on.
But here's the catch. All that incredible value is just trapped. It's stuck in random PDFs and spreadsheets, it's wide open to being manipulated, and there's almost zero real protection for the intellectual property. And what does all that lead to? You guessed it, painfully slow investor processes and constant fights over governance and rights. It's just a deeply inefficient and risky way to do business.
So how in the world do you fix a problem that big? Well, you don't just patch a system, you build a layer of trust directly into the data itself. And that, right there, is NorChain's mission, creating a permanent, unchangeable layer of truth for the entire geology industry.
So at its core, NorChain is this digital trust layer. It takes all that messy, vulnerable information, the reports, the lab results, the legal rights, and it converts it into digital records that are completely tamper-proof. Once they're in the system, they cannot be altered or disputed, period.
So what does this actually mean for, say, a single lab report? Well, first, it's time-stamped the very second it's created. Then it's cryptographically sealed. Think of it like a digital wax seal that is literally impossible to forge. That makes it immutable, meaning it can never be changed. And finally, anyone in the world can verify it. Put it all together and you have undeniable mathematical proof of truth.
All right, so once you have this rock-solid foundation of trusted data, what's the next step? This is where it gets really interesting. You turn that verified data into something financially useful, a digital asset.
And this is the big leap. Those verified findings can be structured into what are called digital rights. Now hold on, we're not talking about some speculative cryptocurrency that goes up and down like a yo-yo. Think of this more like a digital contract. It's a token that represents a real, verifiable claim on something tangible, like an exploration right or a future royalty. So, how does the tech actually do this? It's basically a three-step process. First, the input layer sucks in all the raw data, reports, geological scans, surveys, you name it. Next, the processing layer does the heavy lifting. It hashes the data, creating a unique digital fingerprint, then it signs and values it. And finally, the output layer gives you the finished product, tokenized rights and super clear dashboards for investors.
Okay, this all brings up a really critical question, right? If you're creating these new financial instruments, how do you make sure they're actually stable and secure? How does value move around in this system without creating total chaos?
The secret sauce here is something called the stable asset token. Its value is always, and I mean always, backed one-to-one by the audited, verified value of the geological assets that are still in the ground. Its stability doesn't come from market hype. It comes from that proven, real-world collateral.
All right, let's run through a few quick scenarios to see how this system actually holds up under pressure. First up, the happy path. What happens when there's good news?
Let's say an exploration team hits the jackpot and finds way higher grade samples than they expected. So what happens? Simple. The underlying value of the project, the collateral backing the tokens, goes up. And once that amazing find is verified by a third party on the chain, confidence in the whole system grows. The asset becomes stronger without becoming volatile.
But
You know, exploration doesn't always go perfectly. So what about the opposite? What happens when the news isn't so good? This is where you can really see how resilient the system is designed to be.
So, if a new drill report shows a smaller deposit than everyone hoped for, the collateral value obviously goes down. Now here's the really brilliant part. The system doesn't panic. Instead, the token supply automatically adjusts itself to match that new, lower valuation. This is crucial because it means the system always remains fully backed one-to-one. The integrity is preserved no matter what happens.
And for our third key scenario, what if an investor just wants out? They want to cash in their chips. How liquid are these things really? Well, the process is designed to be totally seamless. An investor returns their token to the system, and that token is immediately burned. It's destroyed, gone forever. In response, the system releases the exact equivalent amount of collateral back to the investor. It's a perfect in-and-out transaction that keeps the whole system in balance.
So when you start putting all of these pieces together, a much bigger picture starts to emerge. You begin to see the truly profound impact a system like this could have on the entire future of global exploration. And the beauty of this system is that it's a win-win. For the geology companies, it means they can finally monetize their discoveries way earlier, properly protect their intellectual property, and build incredible confidence with investors. And for the investors, they get access to verified data, totally transparent valuations, and a system that's literally designed to eliminate fraud risk.
This is the real transformation. With a system like NorChain, geological intelligence stops being just a report sitting in a file cabinet. It becomes something new entirely. It becomes verifiable. It becomes investable. It becomes monetizable, transferable, globally recognized. And all of it is protected by the unshakable integrity of the blockchain.
And that really is the ultimate vision here. This is about being more than just a platform. It's about setting a new global standard. The goal is for NorChain to become the single, worldwide ledger of geological truth, the foundational record for every major discovery on the planet.
So I'll just leave you with this one thought to chew on. What happens to our world when geological truth, verified, undeniable, and absolute, can be traded as securely and as instantly as any global currency? The implications, well, they're absolutely massive.